It is cold as hell today in Texas, but I'm still here to talk to you guys about these news reports, so cue the damn music. Hey, it's episode number 84 of the UFO Report. I am your host, Manny Moonraker. I'm here with you twice a week. I'm thinking about going to 3 times a week like I did before, because I kind of miss talking to you guys. I want to keep this dialogue going. We've got the stinking madness going on with the Pentagon, and that's about to die away, little by little. Still people kind of like holding on for dear life, hoping that this will be the disclosure that they want it to be. But I think we're far from that. And I really want to believe that I'm not the only one that thinks that. I mean, I could be crazy. I could be completely out there in no man's land, but I think that there is no disclosure coming out of this. Now, there are rumored to be a whole lot of other videos that we're supposed to see as part of this, advanced aerial threat nonsense program the Pentagon had running. But at this point, we're not even sure if we're going to see those. But before I get into the news articles for today, I wanted to do something that I usually do every, month or two. And that is to thank the people that listen to the podcast outside of the United States. And I'll do it at the country level because you guys got to get some recognition. I want you to know that I know that you're listening. And I thank you for that. So Brazil, Norway, New Zealand, Germany, France, Sweden, Australia, Canada, and the UK. I thank you guys for listening. Keep on listening, spread the word, let people know that the Moonraker is here, and he's crazy as hell, but he's in it because it's fun, and because the topic deserves a different perspective than the usual rubber dicking it gets. But enough of that nonsense, let's get into the news report, because we have 2 articles. One has to do with a need for flight attendants, and the other, of course, is the one we've been waiting for, because I've been talking about this nitwit for quite some time now. You guys have heard me episode after episode after episode following the fall of Hillary Clinton. I know some of you are stone cold Clinton fans, so don't get upset, because this is not about her. It's about her little buddy, her little sidekick, John Podesta. Now let's have a flashback, because if you recall, John Podesta had a little problem because for some reason he was too much of a dumbass to set a real password in his freaking email. Many of us thank him for that because we got to see what was going behind the scenes. Thanks to the Russians, we were able to see that John Podesta had an interest in UFOs that went a little bit more than just a regular old passing fancy. He wasn't like someone that was, looking at getting that little blue pill for a little bit of fun once in a while. No, sir. John Podesta had a real interest, and he was talking to people, mainly one of our new favorite people, last year's UFO Investigator of the Year, Tom DeLonge from Blink-182. So thanks to the Russians, Vladimir, we love you. Thanks for them and their skills in cracking dumbass codes for stupid people who have no idea what a password is supposed to do. We were able to get that look into John Podesta, but unfortunately, once the old Hillary bit the dust in the election, so did John Podesta. I mean, the guy just totally disappeared, completely off the face of the earth. The campaign went to shit, and so did his UFO interest. But lucky for us, Tom DeLonge continued in his journey to make a buck and make himself a few $100,000 off of the UFO thing. And he created his little band of misfits. They got together and put together the To the Stars Academy. He got himself some cha-ching in his pocket, and people are over there contributing to it. And John Podesta, of course, he's probably saying, shit, that could have been me. I could have been ringing in the dough because I am part of the government. I'm part of the United States government. And thanks to the Ruskies, I should have cashed in on this. But he failed to do so. But what we have now is that apparently John Podesta in this news article saw everything that was happening with the Pentagon over the last few weeks. He saw the video. He saw that the Department of Defense had that Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, which I like to call ATIP. So he saw ATIP. Not the kind of tips he likes looking at, but the kind of tips that he has interest in. So John Podesta decided to get to Twitter and to put out a tweet. And according to him, he says that the Pentagon, the Department of Defense, and the U.S. government should lift the veil. Hashtag the truth is out there. Johnny, thanks for coming back, because I don't think there's a single person that could have come up with that line. I mean, it's almost straight out of Hollywood. Gotta love that guy for that. Now he'll probably disappear now for another 6-7 months. Show up in some dark bar in a corner, drunk like a skunk. Probably repeatedly probe himself. But you know, he's right here, man. He's right here. He's right here in the heart. Because the truth is, if it wasn't for his blunder, if it wasn't for the fact that he couldn't set a password other than actually setting the password as password, we might have been in the dark about things like Mr. Blink 182. So we have to thank him for that, and we appreciate for him being a complete asshole. And we thank you, John. Hopefully, he's learned how to set a real password, so the fuckers in Russia or the fuckers anywhere else are not getting into government secrets or finding out all the dirty little websites that Podesta likes to go to. But we got what we needed. And this might not be disclosure. This might just be something that's happening right now to get us going in that direction, right? But there's one thing in this article that you guys should read, and I'm going to read some of it for you because it comes from Senator Harry Reid. We learned in the last few weeks that Harry Reid was in the center of getting funding for that freaking Pentagon program. Because Harry Reid is another one. Let me tell you, this guy, I don't think I've ever seen a picture of him smiling. But he's got to be smiling really big on the inside, because this is an accomplishment for him, no matter what anybody thinks. So I like his tweet because it's straight and to the point. Not saying that John Podesta's tweet was not to the point. It was just a little anticlimactic. You know what I mean? It's like, for real, that's all you came up with? You go back under the rock. Go pretend you're Hillary's chair and let her sit on you, because that wasn't worth the time. But Harry Reid tweeted this: the truth is out there, seriously. If anyone says they have the answers, they are fooling themselves. We don't know the answers, but we have plenty of evidence to support asking the questions. This is about science and national security. If America does not take the lead in answering these questions, others will. That, folks, is a tweet worth reading about this subject. John Podesta, I got to give him a break because he was out for a little bit. He's getting probed. He's probably doing all kind of naughty stuff. He's probably part of Pizzagate now. But Harry Reid got it right. There is a level of science in here, and there's a bit of science that one day will probably turn ufology towards a science. Not that ufology itself is going to be a science, but it'll be named something else. But at the heart of it, we know that the people that have been doing this for, 50, 60 years, that they laid down that foundation for this study. All the people that go out there and take pictures, do interviews, experiencers, all these guys are the ones that are building that foundation towards whatever the fuck this science is going to be called later on down the road. But that's what he's talking about. And also the fact that in the last few weeks, I've mentioned on this podcast that there is no way that a government, a sovereign government like the United States, Russia, the fuckers in China, it doesn't matter. There's no way that a government could not be alarmed by that video and all the videos before it that they knew were not hoaxes. These are things you have to worry about. When you have someone sitting on $32 million worth of equipment and they're sitting there with their mouth open, that tells you something. That tells you you're not ready. You're not ready for anything. You're not ready for the answers. You're not ready to know. You're not ready for the outcome of when you find out what it is. And that's why these things are set in secrecy. The link for the article is in the description, so check it out. There's more stuff in there. And you know what? Listen, it's a good article no matter how you split it. And like I said, Harry Reid's statement says it all. If you can put aside all the rubber dickers, and you can put aside all the people that hoax the topic just for views and links and clicks and whatever the fuck they do to make money, look at your national security, because there's people that are being taken all the time and who are convinced that this is why they're being taken, and ain't a damn thing that your government can do about it. So they either have to hand us all lots of Vaseline, or they need to get their asses on the job.
How you doing? This is Guido the boss, and I want you to listen to the guys over there at what is that called, huh? UFO Buster Radio. Yeah, that's it. Manny Moonraker and the Big O. Yeah, go to their website. Waste a lot of time. UFOBusterRadio.com. And tell them Guido sent you. Shut up.
Alright, so this next article is a feel-good article. I mean, I feel so good about this. I feel so enamored with this story. It hits me right where it beats, right where the blood just flows. The title for this article is Area 51 Flights. Top secret government airline seeks flight attendants. The first thing that came to mind was basically asking one of you guys to apply for this. The second thing was, what if we can get someone like Ronnie Dawson to be a flight attendant on Janet Airlines? This article is from USA Today, and they have a little tagline here that says, "Thanks for flying Janet Airlines and enjoy your stay at Area 51." They're saying that that's pretty much the line that you should practice if you have any interest in getting this job. Now, could you imagine what happens? There was someone on Facebook, I can't remember the name right now, when I posted this article, they said that you really don't end the job, you just disappear. That's your retirement. You get wiped off the face of the earth. And why do I say that? Because you're flying into Area 51. The airline, which is named Janet, for whatever reason, flies out of a very heavily guarded hangar out of McCarran International Airport in Las Vegas. And let me just repeat that this is a heavily guarded hangar. This is not TSA, folks. This is heavily guarded. Now, if you want to be a flight attendant for Janet Airlines, I think you might have to be able to keep a secret, for one. So you can't be talking shit. You can't be like getting off the flight, running home and telling your mama and your dada all the secrets that you saw. A little gray guy like running across the field, a UFO landing right next to you, because they will kill you. You also have to feel good about never acknowledging the fact that you work somewhere that no one should know about. Which means you're not going to get any acknowledgement. There's not going to be an Employee of the Month award for Area 51. You're not going to have your pictures up. You're not going to get a certificate because no one needs to know. One thing you might need is a top secret clearance with the U.S. government if you think that you might be qualified as a flight attendant for Janet Airlines. I wonder, if after every flight, everybody gets neuralized, like in Men in Black, and people forget that they had peanuts and coffee during that flight, or that they used the shitter in mid-flight. Unfortunately, there is no link to the actual application where you could apply. I have a feeling they probably received a lot of applicants because, let's face it, if I lived in Las Vegas, I'd be a flight attendant on there. I'd wear the skirt and everything. Shave my legs. I will. But I'm sure they found someone already that they feel comfortable with during that flight that will be able to keep the secret of what they see. But if you applied, give me a call. Let me know. Let me know what the process was. Did you go into a dark room? Did they have the bright lights on you? Did they probe you many times? Did they dunk your head in water? Was there waterboarding? involved. Whatever it is, let us know. I'd like to hear about it. And if you have a good imagination and you just want to, for shits and giggles, you want to post somewhere exactly what you think happens during the interview process, go ahead to Facebook, to UBR Truth Seekers, the Facebook group for UFO Buster Radio, or go to the Facebook pages at Manny Moonraker or UFO Buster Radio on Facebook also, and type in a post. Let us know what you think. Well, how is it that these people are going to go through the process of interviewing, and what's going to happen to them? Shit, what's going to happen to them if they don't make it? Do those people just disappear? I don't know. It's a really fucked up thought. But if you don't have Facebook, you can do Instagram at Manny Moonraker, or you can do Twitter and tweet me at UFO Buster Radio. In any case, this is the episode for today. The link is in the description as well, so you can check it out, read the full article. This one is not so long because it is Area 51, so you're really not supposed to know none of this shit anyway. So make the shit up. Let me know what you think. I'm checking out. We'll see you next week. We'll see if we'll do 3 episodes a week starting next week for the rest of this month. And if you don't want to hear more than 2 episodes, let me know too. Because I don't want to be a rubber dicker, and neither do you. Ciao.